In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this background color change effect, and I've been seeing this effect in quite a few Instagram reels lately. I think it's a perfect effect to grab the attention and make people watch it longer. And I'm going to explain it in 3 methods so you can check out which one works for you. But before we begin, if you want to become a pro editor, then do join the Social Creator Club Pro. Link is in the description. And now let's jump into it. So we're here in After Effects and I have a video here. You can just use a podcast or a talking head from YouTube. I'm going to drag this to this composition window. It will automatically create a composition. And for the first method, I'm gonna duplicate our footage 2 times. So 1, 2, and I do this by hitting Command D or Control D on Windows. And let's disable the audio so we don't have double audio. Let's turn the top one off first and let's select the middle one. And I'm gonna add the effect change to color. Just double click on it. And now this depends on your footage. I have a red light here. Ideally, you have a blue light or a green light because it's just a bit easier to change. What we can do now is select the color picker of the from and select the red color that we have here. And we can actually click on View Correction Matte to see what we're selecting. It looks really creepy, as you can see. And what we can do, for example, is increase the hue to see basically what we're selecting, right? Now, I'm fine with actually selecting a bit more because we're gonna fix this later on. So let's just increase this by a lot, maybe something like this. Disable the View Correction Matte, and let's then change the to color to another color, for example blue. And this will change the whole image. It will look a bit weird, a bit scary, but we're gonna fix that. And to fix that, we have the top layer. Just select the top layer and go into the pen tool. And we can just make a really rough mask. And this doesn't have to be perfect. As long as I don't move too much, this should work. We can just make it something like this and just select it like this. There we go. Now turn this layer on, press F for feather, and let's feather this by a lot so it's a bit more smooth, not too much, something like this. There we go. And as you can see, this effect now works really well. It even adjusts the light on my face. And to animate this in, we can just go a bit further into our timeline. Press T for transparency on the middle layer, and then just set a keyframe. Let's drag this out a bit, and let's set this to 0. So it will go from 0 to 100 real quick. Now your footage might not work the same, so I'm going to show you 2 other methods. And for the second method, I'm just going to drag this footage again to the composition icon to make a new composition. And for this one, I'm going to duplicate the footage again. So hit Command D or Control D on Windows, and again turn the audio off. I'm gonna double click on the footage. This will open a new window. And now what we can do is we can go to the rotor brush tool. It's the little man with the big brush. And now we can just select what we want to keep. So in this case, I want to keep myself. Let's do something like this. If it's selected too much, hold Alt and then select what you don't want. And the same here on the right. There we go. Maybe a bit more. Nice. Cool. Now we can actually go through this a bit, see if it selects everything. Need a bit more of my hair, and hair is always difficult, but we're gonna feather it anyway, it's fine. Now you can even set a out point by going a bit further and then clicking on set out point. That will help a lot, so it doesn't have to render everything. And now we can press on the freeze button. That will freeze it. It will take a few seconds. Nice, perfect. And we can even feather it a bit more in the settings. I'm just gonna keep it like this for now. I'm gonna close this window and I'm gonna select the bottom footage. Now we can use again the change to color, but we can also use an effect like tint. Just double click on the effect and then we can change the map white to a red color, or maybe something like this. Press OK. And then you can change the amount to tint. So you can keyframe the amount to tint, which is a really cool effect, as you can see, but it will change the whole background, not just the red tones. But even if you master this technique and you have the most crazy animation in the world, having bad audio and bad sound effects will kill your animation. And for music and sound effects, I highly recommend Audio. Audio is the sponsor of this video, and they have a new feature called Hands AI. And maybe you're just like me and you have had the situation where you wanted to describe a audio track. For example, I want a music track that sounds like an Apple commercial. Well, now you can just describe the audio track that you want and it will come up with the audio track. Now the cool thing is they also gave me a discount code, and with this discount code you will get $100 off, which means you only have to pay $99 for the first year, which is lower than $9 a month, and you can use unlimited music and sound effects. What's also cool about Audio comparing to other platforms is that the quality of the sound effects and music is super good. So do check out the link in the description, and let's go back to After Effects. The other way to do it is to use a hue and saturation. So just typing in hue and double clicking, and then we can press on colorize. You can increase the colorized saturation a bit and then changing the colors. And how to animate this, it's really simple. We can just duplicate our footage again, go to the bottom one, selecting the hue and saturation, deleting that. Of course, turn the audio off and then go to the middle layer again. Press T for transparency and setting a keyframe. Basically what this does, it will just fade this in. So let's just drag this out a bit and let's set this to 0. So our blue layer will be fading in. Now again, this effect might not work perfectly for you. So I'm going to show you another method which works really well where the foreground is really bright and the background is a bit darker. So let's go to our project window again. Let's select the video and let's drag that to the new composition. So we have again the video in a new composition. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it once, turn the audio off again, and then we can use the extract effect. Just double click on that and turn the bottom layer off by clicking on the eye icon. And we can change the black point and this will basically key out the dark values. Now my footage doesn't really work with this well because I have a dark hoodie on, but I might be able to select almost everything except my face. Maybe increase the black softness a bit, maybe something like this. Let's go to layer, new solid, or you can also press Command Y or Control Y. And we can select a color, maybe something like this, press OK. And then we're going to use this as a track matte. So let's drag this pick whip tool to the short. And if you don't see this track matte feature, you might have to click on toggle switches modes. Let's enable the bottom footage again. And now I look like the Blue Man Group. Let's invert this. So click on the invert button and we already have this really cool effect. Not exactly what we want. We can change the blending mode of the solid that we created. So we can click on the mode of the solid, change it to lighten or maybe to overlay. And like I said, it doesn't really work that well with my footage, but that's why I'm giving you 3 methods. And then you get something like this. It's a really cool effect that you can introduce in your reels. And if you want to learn advanced editing techniques, learn how to make 1 to 5K a month with editing, then do join the Social Creator Club Pro. In this community, there's over 100 hours of deep dives. There's project files of all my tutorials and of course a cool community that really wants to help out. So do check that out. Link is in the description. Then of course, thanks for all the support. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.